What's going on, guys, and how are we doing this weekend? So, if you missed the last video or just didn't get that far into it, we are actually starting to do some stuff with Medify. So, not quite ready yet, but stay tuned for more information on that. But today, I just wanted to do a fun video. It's like, I just want to do a video. I don't want to plan it out, script it out, do anything. I'm like, what's a fun video that we haven't touched on in a while? I'm like, what about brooms? Let's go make a broom deck. And then as I was going to go into it and starting to type in the cards, I'm like, you know what? I want to just do pure brooms. So like all the characters are just broom related cards, Mickey Mouse cards. I'm just kind of curious to see how it goes. And I kind of mentioned in another video, maybe we take a version of brooms, whether it's straight brooms or just a iteration of brooms to a set championships this month. We might just do it. So we'll see what ends up happening. But then I was just curious. I'm like, how can we make a pure broom deck and keep it on the budget side? It's actually really easy to keep it on the budget side. So you can see here we're at about $100. And I know to some people that's not budget, which I understand. But in competitive card games, TCGs, things like that, $100 really is pretty budget overall. 13 unequal cards, peaking in our 3 cost. As if we look at our ink curve, even 30-30 split on the colors. We got a little bit of every card type, and we hit out at 6 at the high end. So in our 1-drop spot, there's really no surprise. The Illuminary Keeper Broom, absolutely 4 of in any broom deck. Competitive, fun, budget, expensive. Any broom deck you play, the 1-drop broom, it's your draw card. It's going to be here. If you're playing a more competitive build and less pure, you may say also go with like Chernobog's Followers, or potentially like a Robin Hood playline even, something like that. But definitely the Illuminary Keeper is going to be played in any broom build that you go with. And then sticking with the theme, we went Mickey Mouse as a 3 of. Just 7 1-drops feels pretty good. You see one more often than not. And you have some good Mickey Mouse shift lines later, so having him is just kind of nice. And the resist 1 on a 1-drop is actually kind of low-key good. You can sneak in a few lore with Mickey Mouse or take out a few small threats with that resist 1 and the 2 willpower. As we go into our 2-drop spot, we actually have quite a few, 14 of them, and they are all characters. So we have the Bucket Brigade as a 2 of, just getting cards back into the deck. Can work out kind of nice with your other brooms and characters. We're not doing any of the Bruno Madrigal shenanigans where you just call Magic Broom or Mickey Mouse off the top of your deck. Again, keeping it truly in theme and pure, although that's a good casual card if you want. I believe it's the 4 cost, and he's evasive. Exert him, call a name off the top of your deck, and you get 3 lore if you hit it right. You pretty much call Broom or Mickey, and you're going to hit one or the other. Hopefully you hit the right one. But yeah, so Bruno Madrigal I think is a really good card if you're playing a less competitive build. So that's another option that you can absolutely run with. Yen Sid as our first 4 of. When you play this character, if you have a broom in play, you draw a card. So kind of like Illuminary Keeper. It's a consistency card. It's a draw card. I think he should see play in most competitive broom lists too. Kind of depends though, because it's like if you only play the 1-drop, I don't like how true to brooms are you playing. So maybe Yensid doesn't make his way in here, but I think that most broom decks you will see Yensid played to some degree, maybe not as a 4 of, but definitely is going to find his way in here. And yes, for those who don't know, spell Yensid backward once. Had some people who are just mind blown at that fact when they find it out. Magic Broom Aerial Cleaner. We saw this card rise in popularity last set, especially as a good answer to Diablo because it has the 2 strength, 3 willpower so it can actually survive it, and it has evasive on your turn. So on your turn you can challenge your opponent's Diablo. The only thing then with Hidden Cove, sometimes it doesn't survive the Hidden Cove. So in a way, it's kind of seen its time in a meta. I definitely think that it's worth a strong shout in the current meta too, just because Diablo and Green Steel being such a rising threat once again this set, that I think if you're playing brooms and you're trying to be competitive, that the Aerial Cleaner definitely, kind of like the Illuminary Keeper, makes his way into the deck. And then we got some more Mickeys. We got the I really like the 2-drop Mickey, giving something Challenger +2 when you play it. It feels pretty good. So essentially you play it, you give one of your other characters Challenger +2, and all of a sudden your Illuminary Keeper has a 3/2 body on that turn, and it's kind of scary. Or your Food Fight Defender Mickey Mouse on turn 1, all of a sudden he has Challenger +2 and Resist 1, so now he's a 3/2 with Resist 1 as a 1-drop that turn. It can be a nice little battering ram almost with the Mickey. Turn 1, turn 2, like, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey, 4-drop. We don't have any 3-drop characters. I just realized that actually comes kind of interesting. I'm not huge on the brooms in the 3-drop spots. I don't think they're that great. But the Wayward Sorcerer, it's, you get your brooms out cheaper. You pay 1 less to play your brooms, and you'll see it in a little bit. We pair it up with the Sorcerer's Tower, where they can move there for free. And all of a sudden, this deck can get so fast, so quick, because all of a sudden you just play a bunch of brooms for free. You move them, well, not for free, for less ink. So you play a bunch of brooms for less ink, free if they're the 1-drop, and then you move them to the location for free, and now all of a sudden they're going to start questing for a whole bunch, and it just works out really, really well. In addition to that, whenever one of your broom characters is banished in a challenge, you may return that card to your hand. So another thing you can do, you can put your brooms into a location such as library, if you want to play the library, and then challenge with them, and when they get banished, if you have Wayward Sorcerer out, not only do you draw a card from library, you would also then get to put them back into your hand because of Mickey Mouse. So that's another fun play with some cards and some synergy and interaction that you can play that way. Another thing, I know I briefly mentioned the Metafy. One thing that I want to try and do is like some in-depth videos, like I'm talking an hour plus long videos, guides, if you will. And Brooms is one of the decks I was considering doing because it's a deck that I've been playing for a few formats and really like, because you can play it in such a fun, casual way or into a more competitive way. And like I said, just talking about absolutely everything about the deck you can, play lines, synergies, interactions, matchups, mulligans, all that kind of stuff. It's something I'm hoping to bring to you guys once I have a little more time to put into it. But anyway, the Swift Cleaner, I really like this broom. I think this is the best broom in the game. Maybe a Luminary Keeper, just for its generic draw and ability. But in the broom deck, I think the 5-cost Swift Cleaner is the best. It's a 4/4 rush character. And when you play it, you can shuffle all brooms from your discard into your deck. That actually comes up, and I do like that ability. But it's a multi-quester. It's a 4/4. It's got rush. It's kind of like the Green Beast. I actually played him in Amethyst Emerald at set championships in the past. People just really didn't expect it or see it coming, so it was kind of a fun little thing you could do. Otherwise, rounding out our characters, we have the Playful Sorcerer, and for those who don't know, it's a Shift 3 Mickey Mouse. That's why we play the Little Mickeys, because, well, we don't have any 3-cost characters. You can shift Mickey on 3, otherwise we have things. If you can see down in the actions in the corner down there, we are playing Smash, otherwise we'll have some songs. So turn 3, you have cards to play. It's just not any characters that are directly 3-cost. But the Playful Sorcerer also is a 3/4 with Resist 1, and when you play it, you can deal damage to a chosen character equal to the number of brooms you have in play. So again, the idea of the deck, you spam out brooms, and then cards like Yen Sid, cards like Mickey Mouse, kind of piggyback off of and play into the strategy really well. And it also quests for 2. So you see that with all the 4 costs and ups, the last 4, the Mickey Broom, they're all multi-questers on their own without even being at the location. And then our 6-cost card, we're just playing the 2. Once again, it's another resist card, so there's a lot of resist going on in the deck, which I think is actually really good into this format. And 6 willpower is very strong. The 2 strength can be a little iffy. They could have gave the card Ward even, just to get around things like Medusa and Brawl and, all these other big threat cards, because, let's be honest, Brooms is not a meta-breaking deck. But when you play this character, it gets this character gets +2 strength for each other character named Magic Broom you have in play. So that's kind of your way around those, I guess, instead of Ward. I still think Ward would have been better. It loses to board wipes, but I guess I understand, because it's really only good in a dedicated broom deck, and you just take out the smaller brooms to really reduce the threat of it. But say if you have 2 brooms out, it's a 6/6 questing for 2, and it's inkable, so that's, pretty good. whether it's Diablo at the Cove, whether it's Ursula, whether it's Ariel, whether it's so many other cards. Smash this format is just crazy good. I don't think that Baboom or Fire the Cannons are quite good enough. 2 damage just doesn't quite get it done for me. But I think Smash is in a really, really good spot this format, so it was really easy to put it in. Again, sticking with the pure theme as far as characters go, and then just rounding out the rest with trying to stay near that $100 budget range and making the deck be able to compete. So when we go into our songs, we're playing 15 songs. Friends on the other side, draw 2. Duh. Let the Storm Rage on. Deal 2 damage. Draw a card. Again, kind of a duh moment, like it's just really, really strong. We want to get our Brooms out. You want to get your Mickeys out. You want to get your locations rolling. And then you got to protect it. So that's why you have cards like Let the Storm Rage on, Strength of the Raging Fire, because this deck can go wide really quickly. So Strength of the Raging Fire can put in a lot of work too. Along came Zeus. And then also Grab Your Swords just as an answer to like Prince John and things like that to be able to just do damage across the board. Because obviously if they don't exert it, you can't challenge it. I was at 58 and I'm like, what else can we slip in here? And I'm like, you know what? Our uninkables aren't that high. Let's throw Spellbook in there. Let's get an item in there. It's Spellbook. It fits Mickey. It fits the theme. It kind of goes with it all. At least that's the justification we're using. And then lastly, we have the Force Sorcerer's Tower. Again, your Magic Brooms move here for free. And characters here get +1 lore while they're here, so your 1 questers quest for 2, and your 2 questers now quest for 3. Card can get very strong and make this deck get super quick and scary for how fast you can close out games. And then I was really debating between Queen's Castle and Library. Like I said, Library offers a lot of niche scenarios with your Illuminary Keeper to being able to draw for 2, with your Wayward Sorcerer to be able to get them back to your hand and draw when they get banished. So it offers a lot of fun interactions, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I wanted Queen's Castle, and I feel like I have decent card draw already and consistency cards. Queen's Castle applies a lot of pressure and can offer draws too, kind of like Library can, but the 2 lore, it felt like it forces so much from your opponent because you're going wide, and especially if you have Sorcerer's Tower out, then all of a sudden, like, your opponent needs to answer this, and then you start dropping castles too. I just really thought that it was the better option to close out these games and to finish it. So I actually think Brooms are in a sneaky spot. Do I think they're meta? I don't. Do I think they're a rogue deck that can get you your Mirabelle? Absolutely. Absolutely, Brooms will get atop this at championships. You can go ahead, book that, put it on the spreadsheet already. It's going to happen. Will it be me? Probably not. But maybe we take the deck this weekend. Maybe we take it. I don't know if I'll make it next weekend, actually. But anyway, I'm excited. I wanted to do a fun video for you guys. And what better deck to do it on than Brooms? I mean, I guess we could have did 99 Puppies or something like that. But what other videos would you like to see? I have more meta-relevant stuff and bigger projects for you guys. But I'm a little more picky on the information I put out there. And I want those to be a little more to them. This video is just kind of fun because I just thought about doing it about 20 minutes ago and then threw it together quick and went ahead and recorded it. And like I said, this is not meant to be the end-all be-all. If you're playing Brooms, play it this way. This is more of a fun, casual budget way that I think you can actually see a little bit of success with. And if the cards hit, the cards can hit. The deck can steal wins pretty easily. So let me know down below what you guys would like to see from the channel moving forward. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. You know the drill. You guys are doing fantastic. Thank you guys so much for all the support.